And if you're interested in having your next sporting event streamed live, visit us online at netsn.live.
Is your demanding work lifestyle in need of fire-resistant clothing that can keep up? Well, L4FR clothing should be your go-to for quality, affordability, safety, and style. L4FR was founded by a third-generation oil field worker who is also a veteran. Thus, this company has a deep appreciation for reliability and longevity, all while we provide first-rate customer service. Our durable apparel will serve you well for many years to come, whether you're working on a pipeline, a lineman climbing utility poles, or in any other environment requiring fire-resistant apparel. L4FR has you covered. Our apparel is tough enough to resist hazardous conditions while still providing high comfort and style. L4FR provides clothing options to ensure your safety and comfort, whether you're on the job or not. To view our complete inventory of flame-resistant garments, please visit our online store at l4frclothing.com or give us a call at 817-757-4935. Si habla español.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health is our priority.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the NETSN News, Episode 3. It's your boy, Brett Swinney here. Alongside of me is Corey Marshall and Vincent Johnson. What's going on, fellas?
What's up?
What's happening?
Y'all ready to break some more news?
Bring it. Let's go. Let's do it.
Man,
we
got lots of things coming this year. We've talked to the center guys last episode. They're coming on board. We're going to have center sports on NETSN. We got L4 Media partnering up with those guys, with Grant and Terry, Brett Lee, and Tish, and all them. So, this is episode 3, and this is the place we're going to come when we have news to break. Like if there's something that we got going on that we think you guys need to know about, related to our network or anything we've got going on, we're going to have these little episodes here and there. And it just so happens we've had a couple in a row because we're gearing up for football season, and we've got some exciting, great news to announce. And I'm going to let this little clip kind of introduce it. Fellas, the NETSN app is here. Let's just I mean, it's here. It's here. Something we've been working on for quite some time. We've taken our time. We've put a lot of effort, a lot of beta testing involved in this, and I give a shout out to all those that helped test the app. I know Vince and Corey here, and we had different people in different places, not just our NetN crew. We had some outside people test it, giving us great feedback. suggestions, and now it's here, version 1.0. And fellas, just your first thoughts of when we started talking about this and just had the idea of doing it, and then now it's here and what it can actually do for not just people watching Northeast Texas Sports Network, but just Northeast Texas sports fans in general for the high school level.
Yeah, I mean, it's to me, it's a way of keeping up, keeping in touch. There's a lot of people that I know that they moved away from home, but they're still big into their high schools and stuff like that. So, this is a way of not trying to go track down a score on the internet somewhere from some random sites. Keeping up with your school's um, record and who's playing who this week. Maybe they're playing in locally where you live at now. So you got a way of keeping up with all of this now. Not to mention just getting the information that you normally get from Facebook and Twitter and stuff with us. It's right there in the app now. So if you enjoyed us on YouTube or if you enjoyed us on Facebook Live and stuff like that, a lot of that content is going to be fed right into the app now. So
Yeah, it's the convenience of having everything handheld. Um, if you ever wait, if you ever work and not supposed to be on your work computer, like a lot of us have office jobs, we work from home. If you ever away and not need to be on your office computer, you can prop up your phone. There's always a little kickstand on the back of your phone you can use. I don't have it on this particular iPhone, but you can turn it sideways, go to a view. You can never miss your kid's game if we have it on NETSN, and they should have it on NETSN because why wouldn't they have it on NETSN? That's so you can watch a game for absolutely free. If your school doesn't have it, your schools can contact us. We should be able to work something out. But anyway, but yeah, so yeah, you can prop it up and watch your son or daughter's game there and watch it live. Listen to some direct commentary and talk sports with talk sports with us because I mean we're live and we'd like to hear from you guys. So I mean it's an easy hand. You don't have to type it on your laptop, but you can actually go on there and type it on your phone. So I
yeah,
like the accessibility of it. You can take it anywhere, go anywhere, listen to it. Hey, that's a lot of. I don't want to get into the features just yet, but there's a lot of stuff you can do with it.
Yeah, I think and we'll iterate this right now. This is version 1.0. So there may be some we've caught a lot of the bugs, but we may have some bugs, some hiccups, but we're on a constantly updating things and adding. So there'll be some features that with 1.0 they won't be there. We've got some things planned for future versions. So we're not just releasing this app and then it's going to sit there and that's the app. We're going to be constantly updating it, constantly being trying to be innovative and give you things in your hand in one spot that's going to be what you need as a Northeast Texas sports fan. And so we're going to go over these kind of individually of what we've got right now as of the release and kind of, break those down so that what's what and how do you get there and all that. So the core of our network when we started, guys, was bringing an entertaining sports broadcast home to the fans that can't be at the games or they're live away or whatever. We've had people listen from California, Maine, Wisconsin, all over the place. And so therefore our home screen is kind of like our home base. It is our broadcast, our podcast. The things that we started with this network is right there on the home screen when you open the app. So first steps though, you're going to open the app. You do need to sign up. Okay. You'll sign up, you'll put your name and your email address and register. It's free. Like Corey said, free. You register, then you are able to log in and you'll be able to do a lot of the features on there with that account. Now, again, the homepage will open up and we'll have a game of the week or whatever that's the highlight game. It'll be at the top of the screen right now on the app as it is Chapel Hill Gilmer week 1, the audio only broadcast brought to you by NetSN and Azalea Orthopedics will be right there on the home screen. And then right below there is our live streams list. And it's going to have the next 10 or so live streams that we have available, or the 10 that we're highlighting, whether that be football. We are going to be doing some volleyball this season. So I have Tuesday night volleyball at NETSN. Keith and his uh, daughter are going to be doing some volleyball for us this year, going to give that a try out. So in the games that we have coming up, we're going to put right there below. Now, what happens? I missed that game, Brett. What happens? Well, if you miss it and the game goes by, then we'll move it down to the past streams area, which is right below the live screen. Okay. So past streams are ones that have already aired. We've got some in there right now that are previous games from last year. And so we'll put those there and they'll kind of fade off. So there'll be 10 of those. There'll be the last 10 there. So you'll be able to see those. Now, we'll also have other video content. I was at the coaches school a few weeks back, and I got some interviews. Got Coach Reardon, Coach Cochran, Terry Bennett with Sideline Sideline was we partnered up with. He got some good interviews. We have those on NETSN. The advertisement that you just saw, that great commercial, we'll be playing that over and over for you to remind you that what we have and what app features are available. That will be on there. Like things like that we put videos will be right there. And then also if you're familiar with us, us plus Kyle, weekly wrap up show crew, our podcast platform, we'll have the podcast stream right there. And if you subscribed to us last year, we're on a new stream, but an easy way to find that is now right there on the app. That next line is podcast right there. We're also going to be adding some other ways, like for and it may or may not be in there on the original release, but we're going to get it there before football season. Will be an other streams place. We're going to put for those that are Chapel Hill fans that want to watch the Texan Live video stream, we'll have that link there. So you'll be able to stay inside the NETSN app, click that link, it'll take you to the Texan Live page. You sign in with your login, and you'll still be able to watch the game from the NETSN app. So it basically, since it's still our broadcast just on their platform, we'll be able to do that, and we'll be able to do that with some of our playoff broadcasts that we do in the future. Corey and I did a lot of playoff games last year for basketball and those kind of things, and we can give that to you now. So if people are asking, how do I get those broadcasts? And you're not used to Texan Live, well, we'll put the link there. We'll send you to the app or the website, and you'll be able to find them right there. So that's going to simplify it. That's what we got in the home screen right now. Give me your guys' take and thoughts of those features that I just described.
I mean, you kind of gave them everything. It's a way to stay connected. That's the whole point. Just staying connected. And one of my biggest features is gonna be following all these different teams. I have it right here on my phone. I don't know if you can see that, but
It's your
I got
background kind of blending in
my
there.
background throwing it off, but
Oh,
I
there it
got all
goes.
these
There it goes.
teams that I'm following already. And I still got some more on my list that I'm watching out for, and um, I just like to keep up with a lot of teams now. That's just how I like to do it, and I could go in and I could see what their record is and who they're playing next, and that's the biggest feature for me, obviously. Um, but I know some people enjoy the whole pick 'em, the game that we do, the pick 'em and the polls and stuff like that. That's available to you. It's right
Man,
there.
Vince is getting ahead of me. You're getting ahead of my timeline, Vince.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
We're on the home screen. We're on the home screen.
On the home screen.
What
Well,
is your
I
favorite thing
mean,
about the home screen? You go to the home
the
screen.
home
What do you
screen, the
see that
home
sticks
screen
out
is,
to you?
is exactly like it said, the home screen. That's where everything is at. You got all of our top live videos up there at the top.
Go home, Vince. Go home. You gotta
Go
go
home,
back to
go
the
home.
home.
I'm not. I'm not Vince. We hadn't got there yet. Give us this. This is what we're trying to. We want to see what's your favorite part of this particular part, the home screen. What do you see on there that's that's going to be your favorite thing to go to?
Probably just those interviews. Those interviews, honestly, getting to know different coaches and stuff like that. So those popping up on the home screen, every time I open it up, that's gonna be the biggest part.
All right, Corey. What do you got for the home screen?
I like the live aspect. When the game's live and I get a notification, boom, it's live. It's right there on the home screen. I don't have to go anywhere else.
Yeah, and that's we'll talk about the notifications because that's going to be implemented. We'll talk about that here in the next screen. We can move on if you guys are. I mean, the home pretty much explains itself. It is a home, and
Yeah.
like I said, it's kind of like it's our home. It's where we started. It's the thing that got us into this. Is that's what's on the homepage. It's our main
Run
core.
home, Jack. Run
Yes.
home, Jack.
You'll go over to the next tab, and as Vince kind of showed you, is where you can follow your favorite teams. Now, you say follow. What does follow mean? Okay, so say Vince is he's following everybody, so he's going to get a jillion notifications because he wants to know about everybody. But say you have like three teams you really want to follow. Like I'm gonna throw out. I want to follow the NETSN teams. I want to follow Chapel Hill, Brook Hill, Center, and ARP. Those are the teams we're covering this year right now. Like that, we're going to cover games for, and we're gonna give them coverage. So I'm following them. So on that screen, when you hit at the top, you're going to go to Add Team, and you're going to search for your favorite team. Okay, so if it's ARP, just you type in ARP, it's going to come up. You'll select them, and then it's going to take you to their team page, and that team page is going to have a lot of good information. It's going to have the logo, how many people are following it, so you can see how many people are following the ARP Tigers this year on NetSN. It's going to have their record overall and district. It's going to have home and away record, the playoff record once they get there, and the streak they're on, and also right there with it, it's going to have their schedule right below it. So you have all that information right there in your fingertips. So you're like, okay, so I like that. I'll follow them. So at the top right, you click up. There's a button that says follow. You hit follow. It turns red. Now you're following them. So if you go back to the following screen, then they're going to be listed now. So you can add as many of the people as you want to follow. Now, what does just following mean? So say, okay, we're talking ARP. ARP scores a touchdown. Schmeeky and company, they score a touchdown. So boom, notification, score change. ARP 7, Troop 0, whoever they're playing. So it's going to give you that notification because if you subscribe to ARP football, now we will say football in this instance because once we get to the other sports, then you can follow more than just football. You can follow the other sports. And so you'll be able to, if you don't follow basketball, you don't have to follow ARP there. You can do different. But then that's just preferencing to say that once we have the other sports, you'll have other tabs there. So that we'll talk about that more in another video, I'm sure. But for now, you follow them, you get score notifications. Okay. So maybe we have an interview with Coach Minky. We do an interview with him and we post it on our YouTube channel. Well, we're going to tag that as our Tigers. And so it's going to give us the opportunity to set up a mobile notification. And all the people that follow ARP, like for right now, we've got, let's see, just for an example. So right now we've got 4 people following ARP. So all 4 of those people that are following ARP will get notifications. Hey, NetSN interview with Wes Minky available now. Click here. And then they'll be able to actually open the app and they can go find it. And it's right there and they'll know about it. So in the past, where we've tried to post on social media, we know how crowded Twitter is and Facebook, and you may or may not see it. If you follow
Twitter
ARP,
sphere.
yeah, we're going to give you that notification so you'll know when we have something. If we talk weekly wrap-up show, if we talk ARP, after we post that, we're going to tag ARP in it, and you're going to know we talked ARP. So any team we talk about, that way you'll know, oh, well, I need to go tune in to see what they said about my ARP Tigers. You'll be able to tune in. Any of our shows are that way. The live will be the same way. When we go live with ARP Tigers, boom, you'll get notified. Hey, we got ARP in Grand Saline week, I don't know, whatever week that is, week 7 or something. We'll tag them and go live. It reminds you, oh, I need to go watch that. And even if you're at another football game, maybe you're at Rose Stadium watching another game, or you're down. Guess what? You can still tune in and watch your ARP Tigers, and it's right in your hand, the mobile app. And if you forget, since you follow them, we'll remind you. Okay. A big thing's the schedule. People are always trying to find schedules and who's playing who. Vince talked about it a second ago, so we can know which team he's following everybody. So we can go through and find his teams and find the schedules. Nice thing is on the schedule, we talk a little about the following page. Okay. If you want to see the district standings, you can click on the district right there under the district record, and it actually is going to take you to the district standings and give you a list of all the teams in the district and their standings, their overall record. Now, before district starts, they're all just going to be there, and it's going to give you their record. Once district starts, once these games are finalized, they're going to go ahead and give you that record standings, and they're going to auto put it in there for you. So the users are going to help us keep up with the district standings, and then you guys have that right there available at your fingertips. So you can say, "Oh, where's Art sitting in district?" Well, they're 2-2, they're fourth place behind it. It'll be right there in your hands. You don't have to go anywhere else. You don't have to go searching for any other sites. If you're looking for East Texas standings, it's going to be right there. Okay. Um, those are the big features, I think, on the following page for me is schedules, the standings, being able to get the notifications of anything on your school. All right, Vince, you were excited about this page a while ago. I'm gonna throw it to you. What's your favorite part, and what's your favorite sections of this for you?
Just the follows, like I said, just the follows, man. Like being able to just tap in and say, "Oh, okay, looks like Timpson is playing, I don't know, Beckville or something like that." You know what I'm saying? Like just being able to see that, that's to me, that's the best part about that. Is and that's why I'm following so many teams. It's just, there's some good games out there that don't get a lot of airtime. As far as like depending on where you live. I don't. I may not be as close to somebody like I'm trying to think of somebody pretty far off or so. Like I may follow a DeSoto team, and we're quite a ways away, so nobody's really talking about the teams that they're playing. But they may have a big game coming up, and now that I followed them, oh, I got track of it now. I'm like, oh, they got a big game coming up. I just want to see the score. So to me, that's the biggest aspect.
All right, Corey.
I like the fact you can follow multiple schools. I only follow one, and I'm only gonna follow
you
one.
got we got
That's
so
just me. I
we
honestly,
got a
but
mixture
honestly,
here, Corey.
no.
We got a mixture. We
But
got we got Vince that follows everybody. We got Corey that follows one, and you got me. I follow like 8 or 9
Corey,
or so teams. So we're all
but
see, that's the nice thing about
but
this,
I
Corey.
but I get. But I listen. I'm old school. I like to get my stuff from a source. But this is a great way for a casual fan that doesn't know how to go to a source. They can say, you know what, I'm just gonna follow them because maybe my sister's my nephew plays for that school. I'm gonna follow him because I knowing the game. Maybe your nephew is he's in middle school or he's in high school, whatever. They play on the game, they play on the day you don't know. Hey, send me a schedule, send me a schedule, send me a schedule. He never sends you a schedule. So guess what? You download the app, you automatically have a schedule because why? You push your favorite school is Nacogdoches, and you go to Nacogdoches, push favorite, and guess what? It's going to let you know exactly when your nephew plays because he plays on Friday nights. And guess what? It doesn't necessarily have to be a football team. It could be the band because guess what? You may be running late to the football game. You want to watch the band at halftime. Guess what? You know exactly when the game starts. You know exactly when the band is going to be playing. Because guess
Yeah.
what? The band plays about an hour to 15 minutes after the game
Well, and
starts.
if
Just saying.
someone's updating that score, Corey, you'll know how far along the game is, and that's the next thing
Absolutely.
we'll talk about here. And I don't want to cut you off if you had anything else. I'm kind of segueing into the scores
And that was
here.
actually it.
Yeah. So basically, and just to, well, I'll use the example that Corey had. Say you're late to the game and you don't know when you're wanting to be halftime. You're one of those fans that loves the band, and there's nothing wrong with that. Corey's a band guy. The band's an important part. If you don't have the band, to me, it's not the same football game. You get that, it just kind of builds the atmosphere and everything a part of the football season. But if you're running late and you don't know when the game, if you've got makes, of course, you want to make sure you share this app with everyone so that you have somebody at the game updating the score. That's the big thing right now. We talk about the scores, and we're moving to that tab. Your favorite teams are going to be placed at the top of what classification they're in. So, like, if you're doing a favorite, so for Vincent's case, it's not going to help him. He follows everybody, so it's not going to put them in order. Now, it will let you order them. If you order them the way you want them, then whoever's at the top, if they're in that classification, it'll be at the top of the list. So you can still do that. But what the important thing is to get the users to be able to get the scores, because we may have, we have a handful of people beta testing, and we're going to try to get the app and out there as much as we can. But if we don't have somebody submitting the scores, then it's going to be hard for us to get those. So that's the important thing. We need somebody every school. So the key is for you guys, if you like this app and you think it's awesome, share it with 4 or 5 friends. Hey, you can share it. If you hold down on the app and long hold on the app itself on the home screen, it will pop up and you can say share, and you can actually just share it with anybody. Your sister, your mom, your brother, your aunt, your uncle, because all of them are probably following different schools. They may go to this game, you may go to this game, and you may think, well, someone's probably putting the score up. Don't assume that. We need as many people out there that are helping us submit score, because that's what's going to make the app. We need the end users. We're gonna do our best to try to keep up with scores and do that. I mean, it's going to take a little bit for it to go, but that's where you guys come in. So you'll come to the score screen. First thing you're going to see is the closest date that there's games available is going to be popping up first. So like right now, pops up for me Thursday, August 24th, the opening Thursday night games. I've got White House and North Forney here popped up. And what you're going to see is the team logos, their name, their record out beside them. So you'll know maybe it's a 5-0 versus 5-0 game. And you're like, ooh, I want to check this one out and see what's going on with it. You're going to see all that here. You'll be able to just touch that box that it's in. And also you'll be able to see the update time. And we'll talk about that here once we submit. So you'll open that up and it's going to have a simple interface. It's going to have the scoreboard and a game status and a time clock. Very simple. So if the game is started, no one scored, you can still update that it started. So you just go drop down the status. If there's a delay, it's got a spot for delay. So if there's a weather delay, put that delay in there and submit it so people will know there's a delay. Okay, that'll help. That'll help everybody. You may think, oh, that's silly. No, it'll help. If there is a delay, let people know. But just to say, okay, the game started. It's first quarter. Maybe there's 6:20 left. You just drop down, select the first quarter, go over, punch the time on the clock, boom, submit. It's that easy. The score updates. You'll go back to the main page. It's going to have who updated it. Main reason why we have that is because we want the users, I don't know, to take responsibility, but it's like what we don't want to have happen is somebody get on here and just submit random score. No one hates that worse than the football fan, of people that want to goof off and put in bad scores. We're going to try to keep that at bay as we can. We just ask that you try to do the best you can and give us correct scores, because just think about it. If it was your team you were trying to keep up with and someone didn't put the right score in, it's not going to change the result of the game at all. So please try to do that. So it's going to put the score up, and you can get reported. We don't want to have and this is just, we hope nobody ever gets reported. Nobody ever gets in trouble. I just have to mention this because if there's an issue with something going on, you can, right underneath the score submit, there is a place to submit an issue. Okay. If you've got somebody that's changing the score or whatever, just kindly let us know so that we can take a look at it and try to resolve that issue with that user. Okay. We're not going to just submit it. It goes to us on the server end and we'll handle it. Okay. Now, if there's an issue also, if the game time is wrong or something's wrong on that game, say this game, for instance, is White House North for me on Thursday. This game is supposed to be on Friday or it got moved to Friday. We didn't know about it when we put the schedule in. Go ahead and put that in. Just type in, oh, game was moved to Friday at 7:30. Then we can get that information and we can get the game changed for you. Those kind of things are important because, again, there's thousands of games. There's no way to know if any of them changed unless we just happen to hear about it. So we need you guys' help and feedback of the individual fans. So then you're going to go back and it's going to put the name and the time and the date that they updated. So we'll know if it's, updated anytime recently. Okay. As far as the scoring goes, once the game is finalized, like I talked about a while ago, it's going to go and it's going to count it as a win or loss and update their record. So it's very important that we try to keep this accurate. fellas. I mean, things you see here that jumps out at you that you like.
Um, honestly, I mean, it ain't really much to talk on about it. Scores,
It
But
kind
I
of
will
speaks
say,
for itself.
like, I do like the fact that it's categorized based off of the days, based off of the divisions. So that's an easy way of finding these scores because you can go through 6A that played on Thursday, or you can do the 5A games that were played on Friday or Saturday. So it's an easy way of categorizing the games by what days they were played and what divisions they are in.
Okay, Corey.
Yeah, I mean, excuse me. Having people do not do the input the scores and update the scores. I think that's good. Having user input, but like I said, if it's me and it's my game, don't mess up my game. I'm very upset, especially if I'm out there, I'm away, and I'm needing the scores. Don't mess up my game. That's all I gotta say. Don't do that. Don't upset me.
Well, and I don't even want to. It really don't. It's not something I want to talk, but it's just something we have to mention because there are other apps out there that people do that, and it's very frustrating because again, it doesn't change the fact of the real score, and it's just you're basically just ruining it for however many other people are trying to watch it. So again, we're going to try to keep a handle on that, and as we grow, I'm sure we'll have. But just if you have an issue with a game score and someone's not playing right with it, it's getting messed up. Just submit that feedback to us so we can take care of it for you and try to handle that. But to me, I think my main thing I want to point out before I move on to the next one is this is East Texas. You don't have to filter through. There's other apps that have everybody in the whole state, everybody in the whole country. You try to search, there's ads, there's whatever all over the place. This is just East Texas. Now, there may be some teams from the Metroplex, from Houston, that cross over and play East Texas teams. And so they're going to be in here. And if they don't have a complete schedule, that's why. They're not one of the districts that we cover. For instance, Tyler Legacy. They're in a completely all Metroplex district except for them. So we're going to have all of those teams' schedules because we want them, when you go to the standings, we want you to be able to see how those teams are doing and how they stack up for their whole record, not just their district. So you may have schools like Mesquite and those guys, Rockwall, that cross over that their whole schedule's in there, but it's only in there because we want to keep up with them for in the district play. So we know, you know, maybe Mesquite's coming in a district 5-0 and they're ranked or what we have an idea of where they're at. That's the main reason. So if there's not a complete schedule, it's not a bug. It's just their team is not one of the districts that we cover here. And so it may be a partial. So just keep that in mind as you go through and you're looking for somebody. Okay. This is an East Texas app. You're coming here for East Texas scores. And that's the nice thing is you don't have to filter through all of them. Like Vince said, they're categorized in classification. They're all there. And there's not a jillion million of them. It's just East Texas stuff. And it's easier to find the games and the ones that you want. So now, I know y'all mentioned this earlier. I think Vince was trying to jump on this earlier. There's a lot of things I like about this app. The scores is great too. I'm not going to down it, but the Pick'em tab is so easy for those of you that are followers from last year, wrap up show, Pick'em challenge, the controversy, the arguments back and forth, the theories, all of that involved of our Pick'em. We're bringing it to you where you no longer have to have on your computer. You're still going to be able to do it on the computer once we have the website fully up. That's like the app, but you can do it in the palm of your hand. Maybe you forgot it's Thursday night 6 p.m. and you out somewhere and you're like, man, I need to do my pick'ems. You pick up the NetSN app, you go to the fourth tab over, it says pick'ems, and you'll see which week pick'ems you have. Right now, we just have week 1 up. It's the only one available. So you'll go to week 1 and boom, your 10 pick'em games are there. You'll have the records and the teams there, and you pick the one that you want. It'll be in red there when you pick it, and you do your however you want to do your research. Whether it's you use Corey's theories or you use Vince's all his drawn up strategies on paper last year that we didn't understand at all, but he had them all drawn up and they look cool. However you decide to use them, or maybe you use Eddie's calculations every week that he throws out there, all his statistics. However it works, you pick your games, you hit the submit, and it's going to pop up and tell you that your picks were submitted, and then it's going to tell you how many people voted for each team. Now, it's not going to tell you that till after you submit. Once you submit your picks, they're locked in, and then we're going to have a leaderboard this year at some point that will be built on the app. Now, the leaderboard is not going to be on version 1.0 because there's no games yet. We're gonna get that in there released with an update before the season starts because we want to make sure that we get that leaderboard correct and we test it and make sure it's working. That's the thing that we want to reiterate to you is we want to test it and break it before you get your hands on it. So we're gonna make sure that's all easy to find and all that stuff. But you'll submit and it'll be boom right there. Thoughts on the pick'em, Vince? I know you're chomping the bits to talk about this pick'em because you were ready to go. What about this comparison to last year? I mean, what do you think?
Simpler. I mean, it's just simpler just to go in and the games are right there instead of, we were working it through the website. So, even though you were able to do it on your phone before, it was a little more of I don't want to say it was a little more a hassle, but
It's a
this is
struggle.
simpler.
It was a
It's just
struggle.
right there. It's right there in the
And guess
app, and
what? If you need to do your research, your records and your standings and all that stuff is right there too. So you can just flip back to another page on the app there, go back
yeah.
to the for you following and go look at somebody's schedule, see who they played. If you need to do your research like that, you can do it from the app and then go back and select your pick. Because until you submit, you can keep that thing open. And once you submit it, it's locked in, but you can do your research right there too. So you could
hmm
basically be out and about, like I said earlier, forget about it and like, oh man, I need to do that. And you don't have to have your computer with you. I know Corey loves that feature.
Touche,
hmm
touche. I do. Just easy. Just go online and pick them. You know, just have the games there. The games are every week are loaded. Easy pick them. Press submit, and there's no backsies. So if you miss something, you can't go back. So that's the best part about it. Easy. It's a lot easier from last year. I think I did mine on pencil and paper, and I think I just texted. So this is it's a lot. You don't have to do any tallies this time. It automatically tallies it up
Yep.
and lets everybody know what we have and go from there. So
And
I
we're
think that's the
looking
easy part
and we're
about it.
and if we get enough user interaction this year, we're thinking it's going to explode and grow. Looking at maybe possibly doing some free giveaways for some weekly winners. Some things to look forward to, and maybe something
And
at the
if
end.
it's the same person win every week, you're not getting another
Yeah,
T-shirt.
you can only qualify. Well, you can only qualify to win once, and after that, you can't. You can't continue
Yeah.
to.
After that, you get a keychain or something. It'll be your
Now,
own
we
keychain.
will have an
You're not
overall.
getting a
You have to
T-shirt.
keep go. You have to keep picking because we'll have an overall leaderboard going, and that will also be up at some point inside the app. So
Brett,
it's going to
Brett
keep
said
that
he's gonna give
tally.
away his pick'em champ belt.
No, I didn't say that.
Mm.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say
Oh
that.
no, no, you got to do that.
If I get a, if, hey,
That's gas.
if we get a sponsor for our show, then yeah, we can do a build every year.
You gonna give away the pick'em champ belt?
Not mine. We'll get one created for each year. We'll have a championship belt. If
You
we
got to
have,
give away that one so you can get another one.
well, could give that one away because some of the logos on there are kind of old. So
That's true. That's true. That's true.
we got some new logos. So
So that means the intro. That means the pick'em champ intros going away. I'm all for this. I'm all for
well,
this.
I'll just do another one. I got Roman Reigns is still the
Oh,
champ. I
don't
got
don't 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 ruin it. Don't ruin the dream, man. Oh no, not the pick'em champ intro. That
uh
was that was that was a minute and 15 seconds of horribleness.
oh man,
Don't do
you're
that's
the only
not.
one. Everyone else loved
I
that.
don't do the wrestling.
Well, the wrestling fans out there love it. But anyway, so
Wrestling fans.
this is gonna make it simpler again to do our pick'ems every week. And I mean it's just easy. You're already right there. You might as well just do the pick'ems while you're on the app to do everything else. So, there you go. Any other things y'all want to mention on the pick'em before we move on to the next one?
I think the pickle's pretty much is it. I think it's pretty much self-explanatory. To
Yeah.
me, it is. As long as you don't go in and try to do something funny, like we had some stuff last year, but it was kind of late in the day. So
Yeah,
I
there
mean,
won't be
I
this
think it's a
time.
fail safe.
Yeah, there's no way to. I mean, I can't even change my
No
pick.
manipulation.
Once I submit mine, they're locked in just like everybody else's. I'm
Yeah.
just
Yeah, no
so
manipulation.
there's no way to somebody said, "Oh no, I didn't do it." No. And just to kind of tag on to the pick'ems this year, in the past we've done it on our weekly wrap up show. We're actually gonna have a new podcast this year. We're doing for L4 Media, Grant and Terry and those guys. Beasts from the East. It's going to be coming out, and we're going to do that. And we'll let you know more about it once we release it. But it's going to be a weekly show, and that's where we're going to talk the top 10 games of the week, and those are going to be our pick'em games. And we're gonna have a roundtable discussion. It's going to be open to any of the NetSN personalities, any of the guys, whoever's available. We're going to talk about it, record it, and put it out for you guys. And that'll be where you go to see who we picked each week. So it'll be another show. So you can still come check out the wrap up show because we're still going to argue about who won and all that stuff, and same old thing about the polls, which we're about to talk about. We're going to argue about why Vince can't move Cooper up in his polls, and why Corey's all gung ho about Malakoff winning state, and we're going to argue that stuff back and forth. That's still going to be there on our wrap up show. So, but the poll section, or the pick'em section, will be on a separate deal. It's going to also give us the opportunity to bring a lot of guests on this year. We'll have time to bring on some guests and some segments and some exciting stuff on the wrap up show. So just kind of a plug there, since we're talking about the pick'em and the polls here. We're coming up on that. That's the last tab we have right now as of the 1.0 release is our polls. Guys, just some things on the polls. We're going to have the same polls this year as we had last year. And we're talking about polls. We're going to have our shows coming out. August 2nd will be our first weekly wrap-up show edition. It's going to be our 6A, 5A polls and preseason show there. We're going to break down our polls that we picked go back and forth on why we picked this team versus this team, how we think they're going to do. It'll be just 6A, 5A. And so once that's released, we'll release the polls on the app, and they'll be there. Now, something different we're doing with 6A, 5A is we're only doing 5 in the top 10. We kind of talked about it. This way, Corey's not putting the Tyler High team in the polls at 7 at the 1-9 record. No offense to Tyler High, but there was no reason for them to be in there. We got Legacy in there at 2-8.
They can get votes. They can get votes. No disrespect.
Corey, we don't need to start this argument. This is a podcast or the app show. We're not going to go in that, but that's why we're doing this. We had some discrepancies. Vince and I were more on the same page here in putting teams in that were in the same district, that were actually good teams, getting poll votes. There's no reason to have a team that can't win more than they lose and be in the poll. So what we're going to do is we're going to limit it to 5. So we're going to have 5 poll votes, and of course the weekly wrap up show guys. We're all going to vote. We'll have our polls. They won't be released until after we have our show starts. So you'll have to come and check us out, listen to us, and then we'll release the polls. You'll be able to go back and look at them, and you can debate them, because we always have people that want to argue with our polls. We have a certain couple of people, particular, that they don't like where we put Pleasant Grove and Mount Vernon and some other things. I won't mention any names, but they know who they are. They're some of our loyal fans. We love those guys, but they always want to argue and debate with us on the polls. But this way, the polls will be right there. So when you click on it, you'll see 6A, 5A. You'll have 4A is one poll, and 3A, 2A, and private school this year. We're going to add private schools this year. We covered Brook Hill. We're going to cover them in Grace and possibly some other private schools teams. And so we want to add them in the poll. If they earn that spot, we want to give them the opportunity to be in the poll. So that'll be the poll breakdown. Now, what you'll do is you'll click on the poll that you want to see, and it's going to open up, and it's going to have the team logo, the name, their record, and then their rank. Now, the last next to it is what they were in last week. So now you'll be able to see, just like I did manually all year last year. I took these guys' votes by hand, moved them over to a spreadsheet, added all that up. Now these guys with the new app and the new website, they're going to be able to submit these picks to me, uh, un, unagreeably to Corey, because he likes to go back to the paper and pencil method, but
Hmm.
I digress on that. But it's going to make it easier for me, and they'll be easy, and there's no way to goof it up. So it's going to auto calculate these guys' picks and whatever. They'll put them in, so they can't say I changed their picks or I moved them. Like I think one time Vince accused me of no, I didn't put that one there. No, that's not. And this time they lock them in, they're in. So, then it's going to auto calculate. We'll get to see. I can see who picked what. We can talk about it, and it calculates it. We can discuss, and it's right there for you guys. And so I think this is also, it's just so simple. I know we had some things on the site last year, but again, having the palm of your hand is going to be simple. Fellas, I know Corey's going to badmouth it now because I talked about him on the polls, but
Hmm.
now his microphone's muted.
No, my microphone's still on. I hadn't said
Oh, there you
anything negative.
okay. I thought you were mouthing at me and you were just muted your microphone so I couldn't hear you.
No, I had to take the jab about the belt. That's still funny about the belt, isn't it? But no, no, I think everything's self-explanatory. You got the polls, you got that. I don't think anything's against that. I just, it's a lot of disrespect that happens, and everybody has an opinion.
That's why they have to tune
I
in, right?
think
They have to tune in to
the,
hear all that.
the one thing I think that the app should include is a map, because geographically, I don't know exactly where Kaufman was. So I think there should be somewhere on the app that it should have some kind of map
So
where
it's
I could locate exactly where East Texas line is,
I think
or somewhere.
I think
So
the maybe an update we can add that for you, Corey, if you need a map,
that,
or you can
that'll,
just go to
that'll
Google and look at the map and type it in.
You could.
they could possibly do that, but just like where's the game, and just have a Google map there where the games are played, and maybe have a stadium.
See, you're giving away future updates, Corey. You're
I didn't
letting
know that was the future upside. I didn't know that.
yeah.
That's
Well,
that's a
if you guys would read what I share you sometimes and look at the documents that I shared, you would
yeah.
see
I
we
have
have
like 100 emails a day,
we have a
and
we have a roadmap, and you're giving away some of those. So you've leaked some features. That's okay, Corey. We don't know when
that's a
that
lot.
comes.
That's not a feature. That's not a. It can't be a feature. That
Yeah,
can't be a feature.
yeah, it could be. What you got, Vince, on this?
Well, you know me, I'm not the biggest fan of polls. I
Oh,
know
here
we
we
do it
go.
for the entertainment value and all of that, but I just, but we do it for the entertainment value, and people love it, so I'm with it. Um, it's it's a part of which to me I feel like it was the start of our growth was really when we started doing polls though, and incorporating that in the app is just it was a no brainer. It had to be in the app. So um, here it is, and it's easy. It's simple. Like you said, you could walk away from your phone and go do whatever, go to dinner, something like that, and come back and still have half of it saved right there. You know, um, that I think for me, um, that's probably going to be a big feature because that's what I was doing. I'm juggling two and three things at a time. So, there was a lot of times that, I was trying to do polls, but I also, my attention get drawn to something else, and sometimes, and I think the time you're talking about when I said I didn't pick a team was because I think I walked away from picking teams and I think I may have saved it by accident. I don't know. I can't even remember, but I know I didn't want that team and but I got drawn away for that second, and so now being able to have it just save until I'm done completely and then have it submitted,
Well,
Uh,
it doesn't lock in. We'll set a timeline so you can keep it open. Like
yeah,
when that time passes, then whatever you have in there is going to lock in.
whatever's in there is in there, but I could come back to it and change it if I wanted to. Whereas before, I think once you sent it, that was it.
Oh yeah, because
Was that the week you? Was that the week you picked Athens?
It was something crazy, and I
yeah,
was like, "There's no way I
Athens,
would have picked Athens, or
Athens
something."
moved
I
up
don't
the
know.
poll. They moved up and then they lost like 3 or 4 in a row, and then it's like
This was
So
hype. I
we
got
thought,
good. I got good through it. I'll never go forget that.
yeah. Because remember
here we go.
he had some inside information. He's like, man, I
And
just got the
Athens,
Inside
inside.
and hold
information.
on, and
And he
Athens
was
had a
like,
good
I got good at football.
first half to the season. They just didn't finish strong.
They just got to district and then they realized that
Yeah,
it
man,
wasn't.
it kind of ate them up a little bit, but it happens. It happens.
Miss
All right.
Miss Athens. Miss Athens diagram.
That's not what I had. That's not what I had. Corey didn't make that up.
Oh man.
He's like, this is the winner circle. These are the ones outside the winner circle. So they're not winning. So that,
Man, I'm just getting together with you guys. I'm ready for the season. Again, the app's gonna be a game changer. I'm gonna one more thing before we end this. The feature, like the one feature for you of the whole, it's your chance of the whole app that you think is the biggest game changer for the end user. Go.
Corey, I'll let you go.
I mean, there's so many, so you got a lot to choose from. But just for in your opinion, what you think that man, this is going to be a game changer for those fans that have this app.
notification. Um, that's going to say because we have a lot of stuff coming this year, and as far as content goes, anything else, there's a lot of ways we can notify you guys about things where you don't have to miss an episode. If you do miss it, you can still go back and watch it. And I know on my phone I get notifications a lot from Bleacher Report and some other apps. And a lot of times it may be something I didn't know that was out. I didn't know that was coming or anything like that. So that notification is important. Make sure you not notify, but follow your favorite teams and go from there because a lot of times we may be doing something where your team is playing. I know we got some tournaments we're potentially covering this year, and as soon as the teams get released, obviously if your team is playing and you're a fan and you're an ex basketball, volleyball, baseball player, whatever, you want to follow your team. This is something you like to do. You get an alert, hey, they're playing at noon, or the game's on right now. Guess what? You get a chance to watch them. So it's an opportunity to do that. So to me, the notification app is the best one. You never get a chance to forget it, especially if you're following your favorite team. So I think that's one I like most.
All
Okay.
right, Vince, what you got?
Honestly, I feel like we had so much fun, and our fans had so much fun with the pick'em, and it just that's gonna be probably a very big feature for a lot of our returning fans, because we kept record of that, and everybody was mouthing and jawing back and forth about, I was getting tweets from people, because they thought they were gonna beat me or whatever, in the pick 'em. So like, it's I think that's gonna be a big feature returning, and like I said, it's gonna be big for our returning fans, and then all the new ones get to jump into that too. So I'm hoping we get a lot of new faces and stuff in that, because that is fun.
Yeah, and to me, I'll give one as well. That's what shows how big the app is and how game changing it is because we can all come up with big features on it, and they're all different. Like I could have named those two as well. The one I'm going to go with is having our live stuff in the palm of someone's hand. I know we did YouTube broadcast, and YouTube's great. It's a great platform that we have, but Corey and I know from, and Vince will know as well when he does more games. When we're at a game, Corey, people come up to us all the time. Hey, y'all are broadcasting. How can I watch the game? And we have to be like, well, you go to YouTube, search for NetSN, and that's great. But what we're going to be able to do now, they come up to us. We're going to try to create a QR code or something so they can scan it and then it'll take them to the app. But go download our app, NetSN. And now, not only are they watching that game, now they have the app with our other content in it. So instead of them just going to YouTube, watching that game, and then they go away, maybe they see the other things on the app, and now it's going to grab them over and cross brand some of our stuff. So somebody comes over and's like, they want to watch one of our football games, and they're like, huh, pick 'em. What's this? Oh, they do pick 'em. Okay. Well, now we've gained. Not only did we get somebody knows who we are, but now we've got somebody that's doing a pickup, that's doing the pick'ems now. And like, oh, they got polls. Oh, wait, there's more. There's podcast. Huh. Let me just take a listen here. Oh, there's Coach Cochran. Linda, I want to listen to him. Like, just being able to just go around and cross all that content together between the podcast, the live streams, the submitting the scores, because you're going to have people that get the app for different reasons. Originally, you'll have some that just want to do, oh, they got scores. Oh, great. Some come on, oh, they got schedules. Oh, that's awesome. But what's going to happen is they're going to end up using it for more than just that, probably. Most likely, they're going to click around on the app and see the other things. And like, we're going to get people crossing over and using the app as one unit. And that's kind of how I, envision us as a group. I'm the owner and whatever, and we've been friends a long time, and you guys are amazing and do a lot of stuff. But I don't consider, like, it's not just me. Like, we need a team. And that's what this app's going to do. You have individual pieces, but as one, it makes it that much better because you bring in it to one spot. And not only do we have it on Apple devices, we're going to have it also on Android. So no matter what kind of mobile device you have, it's there. The website, when it's completed, is also going to be there. So you can still do your computer. The website we had in the past was it was functional, but you're going to get the functionality of the app on the web too. So for those that maybe, it's harder for them to see the mobile app or whatever, you can still go to the website and do the same stuff that we have there, and it's going to be just as simplified and functional. So to me, that's what makes this app. It's kind of a more of a symbol of NetSN. We're a collaborative group of just guys that love high school sports. Some of us been friends a long time, some of us friends just recently. But every time we add somebody new, they add a different feature. And that's what the app is going to do. We're going to again, like I talked about earlier, this is version 1.0. There's going to be some other features. They're coming, okay? Hopefully the Corey and Vince won't leak them all out, but eventually they're going to come. We're
Don't
going
worry,
to
those aren't.
try. And if you have any suggestions for the app, send us an email, netsnlive@gmail.com. We love suggestions, okay? This app is for you guys to be able to have access to our stuff easier and for you guys to be able to get the information you need. So we're going to try to improve that and add things as much as we can. And just be patient. We're not going to just throw everything out there at one time. We're again 1.0. We're trying to get these things that are functioning and working. Then we'll add this. Then the stuff will come, and I promise you, it's going to be worth it. The things we've got planned are huge, and this release is huge as it is. But the things we've got that we can do with this app, it's awesome. So that's going to pretty much do it for the show. This is NetSN News, episode 3, the NetSN app edition. For Vince and Corey, I'm Brett. Hey, download the app right now if you haven't already. Share it with everybody you know so we can get the word out.
Yeah, bro, it's coming for the Android. I know you don't have Apple, so I'm gonna put you on blast. You need to get your Android, and you need to upgrade. Get you an Apple phone because you can download the beta whatever later. But hey, get you a nice little. Oh, is that an Android? Oh no, that's an Apple. See?
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
Get your Apple. Get your Apple.
For all these guys, we'll catch you next time right here on NetSN. Good night, everybody.
Peace.
East Texas Sports Network is dedicated on delivering the most entertaining sports broadcasts in East Texas. And if you're interested in having your next sporting event streamed live, visit us online at netsn.live.